Guys, finished editing my videos right here, and y'all are requesting me to do the next review, and this review right here has been taken down. Like, I had to take it down and try to do it again, but yeah, y'all are requesting me to review Jurassic Park 3, so yep, I'm about to go do it right now. Well, here it is right here. It says next movie, Jurassic Week, 3 out of 5, and let's see. That's my review in a nutshell. Hey guys, it's Jurassic Avenger Goji 14 here, and I'm back to the next movie review, and continuing off with the Jurassic Week series that I'm doing this week in anticipation for the Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom movie, which is coming out next week. Here we're going to continue the series with part 3, which is Jurassic Park 3, right here. Move the thing up a little bit right here. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, today I'm going to review Jurassic Park 3, which was directed not by Steven Spielberg, but by Joe Johnston, and it stars Sam Neill, William H. Macy, and T. Leone. And this is the movie that a lot of people personally say is like the low point of the franchise. It's, people say that it is where Jurassic Park has, reached its lowest point, myself included. And yeah, here to talk about it. Here to talk about, what made this movie pretty bad, what made this movie the worst of the franchise. So, right off the bat, the movie's story starts off where this ex-couple, played by William H. Macy and T. Leone, they hire Dr. Grant, who is struggling to gain funding for his new dig site. He is hired by the ex-couple to, to go help them be their tour guide for their sightseeing expedition to Isla Sorna, the island from the second movie. And they say that they have a lot of worth, they have a lot of money, have a lot of experience in traveling, and that they let Alan Grant agree with them to go on the island, chartering an airplane to go on the island, go sightseeing. So once they get on the island, their plane gets destroyed by the Spinosaurus, and they need to get together and survive, to find their son after their true intentions were revealed, that they have no money and that they have no experience of traveling and that they just came here to find their son. So they need to go find their son, Eric, who's out there in the island somewhere, and they need to get out of the island alive. Yeah, that's the story. But yeah, right off the bat, gonna express my disappointment with the movie. Yeah, I didn't like this movie, guys. This movie was pretty disappointing. I could understand a lot of the hate that goes with this movie. There are many reasons I can give to express my disappointment with the movie. First of all, story. I didn't like the story is like something out of a sci-fi movie, like Sci-Fi Channel Asylum movie, where you got characters who say that they're rich and that they have a lot of worth and that they hire this paleontologist to go on an island. But once they get stuck on the island, they reveal themselves to be poor, unexperienced, broken family that go to the island in the first place to find their son, and then they try to get out of the island. Like, it's just something out of a sci-fi movie. Like this is not something I see from a Jurassic Park movie. Like I don't know. It just doesn't feel like a Jurassic Park movie with that storyline. The other ones had a story that that felt like Jurassic Park. Like, I really liked how the other ones at least had a story, where that's understandable. Here, that's like going to an island, get out of there. Once we get stuck there, we got to get out of there. Like, that's it. That's literally the story. And the characters in this movie are not good at all. Like, I do not like the characters. Characters are just annoying. They just once again, they just do a lot of stupid things left and right. Like, much like the Lost World Jurassic Park, they just do things that just makes things worse. Especially Amanda Kirby, played by T. Leone, where she just goes like, Eric, Eric. She just keeps yelling Eric's name, like, throughout the whole movie, and she's just screaming and flailing around like, dude, like, it's just annoying. It's just annoying. And William H. Macy just making terrible jokes left and right, and it's just like, seriously, he's making a joke out of this? Really? Other characters are pretty much forgettable. They're just there, They're just there to, see if they could survive on the island or not. Like, there's really no investment in the movie at all. Like, there's really, no reason to get invested with the characters. Like, the characters are just so poorly written and so, so poorly realized that, add to the fact of how annoying they are, yeah, there's really no reason to get involved with them emotionally, you know. Like, this might have just well been a movie where they get on the island and each one dies, and then there could have been one survivor, and that survivor could have been Alan Grant, because he's the character that we like the most. Like, Alan Grant is the best character in this movie. He's once again played by Sam Neill, as I said before, and I really do like his character. Although it's weird how they kind of introduce him in this movie, because in the beginning of the movie, he's first seen playing with this little kid, saying that, oh look, the herbivores never fought, the carnivores actually fought, if you remember that scene where he was, with the little kid playing toy dinosaurs. And then we see Ellie Sattler, played by Laura Dern, and we notice that they're not together. Like, Ellie married somebody else, and she's not with Alan Grant, which is weird, because I find that weird how those characters are just split. Like, they never got together in this movie. Because that would have been a great way to continue the two characters. They get together, they have a family, they discuss like it's basically like Alien 3. If you've seen that movie, and yes, there are going to be spoilers for that movie. The supporting characters die in that movie. Like, yeah, they die, and that removes a lot of the emotional investment you had in Aliens. And yeah, I said Aliens because that's the sequel to Alien. If y'all are familiar with the Alien franchise. But yeah, all the survivors of Aliens, die in Alien 3. Yeah, it just removes the connection. Like, it just defeats the purpose of the other movie. Like, yeah, this one, same thing. It just defeats the purpose of the other movies where they had that chemistry, they had that, relatability and that character interaction in the first movie, and it just removes that. Like, yeah, I just find that weird. So yeah, with the characters not really well realized, not really well written. Eric, on the other hand, the little kid, he's kind of cool. I mean, he is resourceful. He does, he does survive on the island for 8 weeks. But like, honestly, like, again, like, it's just like, I don't really care that much about about his character either. Because, like, again, the characters don't have that much depth. They don't have that much like of a personality, I would say. Like, they just do one thing specifically that follows with the plot. Like, they don't do it so that we can invest in them. Like, not enough is done to make us invest in them. Like, that's the thing. I just didn't care about the characters. So what's next? CGI in this movie is a huge downgrade from the other two. The other two had really good CGI. Like, the other two were very convincing. As well as how they blended with the animatronics, it just looks so realistic with the other two. This one, it just looks fake. Like, the CGI in this movie, it just looks really bad. Like, there's shots where the CGI is painfully, like, obvious. Like, it's obviously fake. Like, the beginning of the movie where Ben Hildebrand and Eric are parasailing on the island in the beginning of the movie, and the green screen behind the two actors, it just looks fake. It just looks fake, bro. Like, I don't like how fake it looks, and a lot of the dinosaur CGI just doesn't look good. It just looks like leftover PlayStation animation or something. It just looks fake. The animatronics also don't work at all. Like, particularly with the Spinosaurus. The Spinosaurus animatronic looks fake. Like, it does not look real. It acts more like a machine, like a killing machine that you find at a theme park. It doesn't act like an animal, like the other two. The other two were treated with so much like realism and so much like with that animalistic behavior that you look at them and they look like animals. Like, you feel that, you feel that like realism with the other two films. Like, this one, it's just fake. It just acts like a mindless killing machine that just goes after the humans for nothing. And speaking of the Spinosaurus, yeah, that's what the Spinosaur does. All it does is just chase after the human characters. Like, it doesn't have any real motives or no real thoughts or no anything. Like, it just chases the human characters, like, and that's it. Like, the fight when it had the T-Rex, yeah, that's one time when it didn't chase the characters, and that T-Rex fight was disappointing, bro. Not just because the T-Rex lost, and yeah, I won't go into a rant about that, but like, it's just so long. I mean, not long. It's just so short that it just, yeah, like, after that scene happens, it's like an afterthought. Like, oh, we forgot about it. Like, yeah, almost as if the audience forgot about it too. Like, it's so short that, like, yeah, and not to mention that fight is just so, like, I don't know. Something about that fight I didn't like. Regarding with how Spinosaur kills the T-Rex, and again, I'm not going to talk about that. Not going to go on a rant about that, but like, once the T-Rex bit down on the Spinosaurus neck, it would have won. Like, yeah. But, no, like, yeah, that scene was just a waste of time. And, oh yeah, and speaking of, the movie's only 90 minutes long, so it's only like an hour and 30 minutes, and, it's not as long as the other two, which is obvious. The other two were adventurous, you know, I mean, the second movie, yeah, was disappointing, but at least it had some kind of an adventure aspect. This, not really. It's just more of a, you know, one of those, like, madhouse mazes things that, like, you know, it was more like that. Like a cheap thrill ride, you know, madhouse maze, like, see if you could survive through that in 90 minutes. Like, yeah, it's just, didn't really had that adventurous theme. Had more of a theme park kind of feel, you know, like, as well as, you know, supported by the fact that I mentioned the aforementioned animatronics, which look more like theme park machines than it does like real animals. Yeah, 90 minutes, too short. It felt rushed, you know. Didn't really care about the plot, didn't really care about the characters. They were just, you know, forgettable. And other thing I'm trying to think about, when they were on the plane, you know, going to the island, dude, this is where the stupidest part of the movie happens. If you thought that gymnastics scene from The Lost World was bad, this scene took that, you know, too far. Where Alan Grant is dreaming and he's all alone on the plane, and then he looks around and then he sees this Velociraptor talking to him, and the Velociraptor says, "Alan." Dude, that is just stupid. Like, that scene is just so... Oh my god, that scene is just... never really terrified me. It's just stupid. It's just... Yeah, it did not work. I could go into a little nitpicking on other things, like how they turn on the camera, Ben Hildebrandt's camera with flashlight batteries. Yeah, you figure that out. I figured out that, I could nitpick about, that scene where they were on the boat and they were trying to recreate that ooh ah moment from both the first movie and the second movie with the long necked dinosaurs and the dinosaurs that were in the field in the river here, and that scene just looks not good. That scene where they try to recreate the dinosaurs are majestic creatures scene from the first two films, yeah, fails, because the long necked dinosaurs are just creepy looking in this movie. Like, they just do not look that good. Yeah, it was pretty awkward. What other thing? I could talk about how the Spinosaurus shows up in the jungle after the group reunites, and it makes no noise at all. Even though the satellite phone is ringing inside it, it makes no noise at all. It doesn't make any footsteps. It doesn't like brush aside any trees. It just shows up magically, like boop, it's right there. Like, yeah. Oh yeah, and one last thing, I could also discuss the ending of the movie where the Navy and the Marines rescue them, and how did they find Billy? Like, how did the military find Billy once they got on the island? Like, they just got on the island. Like, how did they immediately found him? Like, how did they immediately treated his wounds and like found him and put him in the helicopter? Like, they just got there. Like, yeah, I don't know how they did that. But the other thing is about the ending is that they find the pterodactyls flying away from the island, and they fly towards the distance, you know, and they're treating this as a good thing. Like, hey, look, the pterodactyls, they're flying out in the distance, you know, these majestic creatures try to kill us 20 minutes ago, and look, they're flying out there. Like, they're treating it like it's a good thing, but it's not. Like, these things literally try to kill them 20 minutes ago, and they're flying towards the mainland. Like, that's bad news right there. Like, yeah, like, so yeah, this was my review. So overall, Jurassic Park 3 was a very disappointing movie, and, you know, it is easily the worst Jurassic Park movie ever made. Like I said, really bad characters, you know, bad characterization. Don't give a crap about the plot, you know, fake looking dinosaurs with the CG and the animatronics, and, you know, the fact that the movie was more of a sci-fi channel, you know, asylum run away from dinosaurs movie than it was trying to be an actual Jurassic Park movie. Like, yeah, this movie was disappointing. Like, I didn't really like the movie all that much. On a scale of 1 to 10, I give it a 2.8 out of 10. Yeah, this movie was very bad. Didn't like it, but those are my thoughts, and, you know, feel free to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and yeah, see y'all later. And next time, I'll be reviewing Jurassic World. Oh, and I forgot one last thing.